Hi friends, I thought of doing a video about this gentleman, Jimmy Kimmel. He's the ABC's late night show host, comedy show. Because he gets suspended indefinitely his show. So I thought, let's look at the real reason why this kind of thing happened, right? Because what's on the surface is a different reason from actual reason. Actual reason is karma, how karma fructifies in life. So what I thought was, I said, let me try to do his chart. Because these days Rahu Ketu is stationary pretty much, so these are the things, main trouble that's happening to cause these kind of stuff. So that is what, it was not hard to figure out. Here is his chart. This one is quite a blessing that he brought to this life. But before I start this chart thing, I want to tell you, I do this for educational purposes and documenting, this Jyotish knowledge that exists in this world, but it's only very few people will understand this. So I wouldn't, if we have no interest in learning why things happen deep, why things happens the way they are in a deeper sense, and interested in learning this great science of Jyotish, you can watch. Otherwise you will be just wasting your time. You don't really need to watch it, because you will not understand this at all, and I cannot explain this great science that I learned over 20 plus years, in a little video. That's not going to happen. So only people who know something about this understand it. If you really want to learn, is there something like this with open mind, then you can watch it and at least know, okay, there's something like this. So I want to warn you in advance, don't waste your time if you're not interested in learning how life works in a deeper way. The life works based on what you do. Whatever you sow is what you're going to reap. That is karma. That's how it is. This life is not just a one life, it's a continuation of different lives, So whatever we carry to this life shows up in this chart. This is called Jyotish chart. This is basically, Vedic astrology. It is not the Western astrology that we know. This pretty much shows why things happen the way they are, because whatever you brought to this life is what you're going to enjoy. It could be a lot of blessings as well as, bad karma too. So when the bad karma hits, these kind of things happen. And then we can easily figure out what date or what time period these things can happen. In case someone has this knowledge, then you can say, okay, you have to be extremely careful on such and such a period. Don't say things that just come to your mind or somebody writes for you or things like that. The only thing is, it's not, I don't think in this will 1 in a million understand this stuff. So this is why I want to document these. Only very few people watch my videos. I don't know, I try to teach this thing. This is what I'm trying to do, because this knowledge is very important. Once anyone understands this how their karma works, then they will always resist, do bad things, and they'll be always trying to help others and do their best in life, because no point in creating any bad karma with, not understanding how life works. So in this chart now, if we look at it, in his case, this is his job, this is his employment. You can see very powerful planets. There's Saturn in here, which is exalted, and Moon in here is powerful over for the 10th house, and also for the fourth house because of the aspect there. So he definitely has a really, really good job. This is a lot of good karma brought from last life. And also here we see Venus. Venus is the, entertainment and show business and that kind of planet in the fourth house, and luxuries on life, so he does have all the luxuries in life, whatever the assets to enjoy life, houses, vehicles, and those kind of things. And also that one aspects the 10th house because it influences the 10th house. That includes that's why he's in the television and doing, show. And also he has a lot of followers, attractions, that is how he gets, because Rahu is here. Also, this planet of income and friends and the social media and all that is in the long-term partners house. So there are a lot of long-term partners that help him, to get where he is. Of course, he's a hard-working person. That shows with this here. Doesn't give up, very deterministic, that's kind of a thing comes. And then a lot of long-term partners, good long-term partners. And also bravery there too, because this one aspects this house here, bravery also there that way. So his most important thing is in this chart is the communications house, because that's what he is in, right? What he does is the communications. Of course, his comedy and use the comedy to, sometimes it hurts other people, that's the thing. So you have to be conscious about that. Whenever yes, you can do comedy, but you should not go beyond certain things. But this is how he has Jupiter, which is his long-term partners, right, as well as employment planet in the house of employment planet, right, in the house of communications. So what he does is actually communications. You can see, and this is a very big blessing here. Jupiter is such a powerful planet that's in this house that belongs to Sun. That is also very good, and the Sun is in the 5th house. Right, and this one shows this is intelligence, pure intelligence here, inclinations here, higher knowledge here, degrees here. He has higher education. All of that is there. So that is how it comes. So his comedy actually has good amount of intelligence in it. How that comes through here. Right, and also this owner of this house is here, and then the owner of this house is here. So basically it's an exchange of houses here. That is a really good karma also. That shows a lot of good karma, quite intelligent person, right, analytical, and that kind of qualities there. So that is one. Only thing is, whenever the Venus is in the sign of Virgo, it's get debilitated. What this happens with this one, one of the things that happen with this is like Venus represents your wife. Your wife or your girlfriend or your partner doesn't perform to your expectations. That's what happens generally. Like, of course your wife may be hardworking, loving, doing everything for you, but still expectations that the person has, he doesn't see it that way. That can happen. That's one of the reasons when the Venus debilitated. Once the Venus is debilitated, person performs below expectations. In other words, the wife performs below expectations, even though she would try her best to do everything for him. But then he won't see it that way. So that can create a little bit of, relationship issues. In this case, he divorced once, right? I think he divorced in 2002. and got married in, I think it is, this is his current wife, and this is him. In this case, yeah, that's a suspension. I think his personal life, this is Wikipedia. In this one, personal life, it says, okay, Gina married in 1988, they married in 1988, that's a moon period. I check it, it's a moon period, moon is family, right? So it makes a family that way, moon period. And then he divorced in 2002. That's a Ketu period. That's amazing, right? So that's how it happens, because Ketu is his negative planet here in the 5th house, where children and also romance in here, and also, but Ketu being here, positive thing will be, give you some inclinations or intuition to some extent also. But because Ketu in the house of romance, that can negatively affect also. So that is how, and the Venus is debilitated, so, you have to be very understanding to safeguard your marriage, and, with understanding it can be done. It's karma. It's karma, nothing else. Once the people understand this, it's very easy to cope with these kind of situations. That is one. But if you look at it, when he got married, like there are periods in life that people run. In this case, he got married in 1988. So 1988 was in here. In this period, Venus period, Venus is wife. So of course people get married in Venus period. If you look at it here, it's amazing. He got married in 1988. I can search exact date and it will show up in here, but I'm not doing that detailed work here. You can see it's a moon, family time, somewhere in 88, and then his marriage finished in Ketu period. You can see that, 2002. They must have had some misunderstandings and not happy time at all, because Ketu is a bad time. If anybody knows this the case, then you will have less expectations in life, because expectations are the one that troubles your life. If you know certain periods you have to be understanding and calm, then it's a karmic period, then you would not do anything to affect whatever your relationships. So that's what happened here. That is so clear here, right? This is only for people who understand this. And then what else is here? Now I want to show you what happened to him on the 15th. Okay, look at the basis, what happened to him on this one. Suspension. He got suspended because on his 15th, September 15th, his show, this assassination of Charlie Kirk, I did his chart to, understand why that happened to him. It is again karma too, but people will not see it that way. It's karma is what causes these things. Whatever we bring certain amount of lifetime to this world, when that time finishes, we leave. That is how life works, Some people bring short life up to 19, and then go away. Sometimes people come to before 29, they go away. Other time they go 39. So those are like that. And then he died, of course, 31. You can see that video where I explain what happens. Again, it's karma. It's really, really karma. It's you cannot even imagine how one man can shot with a one shot like that to hurt someone to die. That is of course is karma force behind that. That's how these kind of unenlightened people are being used to hurt others. In life, we should never hurt anyone else. We should never be allowed to use as a medium to hurt someone else, because that's a huge bad karma you're carrying forward, because it's not worth it. There is no reason why we should hurt someone else, because we are not God to judge. Because most people judge by thinking, okay, I know all the facts about this case and I can judge and make a conclusion. That is the wrong thing that people does, because it's their ignorance that happens. We should never ever hurt no one else, as a matter of fact. And also we should always, God show us the opportunities to help others, we should help others. Because God show you that opportunity, because you can help and make a difference in someone else's life. That is the important thing. Of course, this gentleman come for, that amount of period, and then he was successful early in life, and he finished his journey in this earth for this time, and that's how he went. Possibility that those possibilities of dying like that is a very, very difficult to imagine. How could someone like that, of course, yes, the guy had a gun experience and stuff, but then so far and just shoot one shot and a lot of people are around him, Mr. Kirk, and then shouting like that, these things are karma, that's why it happens. And then what happens in this case is Jimmy seems to be defending this young man who shot this person. You should never do that in the first place. Because, if Jimmy can see this now, he would never do this, But then if he knows his transit, he would have never ever said anything like that in the first place. Because of that, then of course the whole media, conservative media get together, and he lost, pretty much he got his nightly show suspended. That is what happened. Because sometimes the thing is that when someone dies, you should not do jokes on that either. So what really happens is this thing is called most effective point of a chart, right? Whenever most effective point, whenever Ketu and Rahu passes at that 24, come close to that, you get total negative things happens. And also if Rahu and Ketu is slow down, is wobbling for long time, that effect is much harsher. You get, no matter who you are, you will suffer. And then, that is what happened to him actually. What is happening to him is, if I look at the September 15th date, I can see that Ketu is going in the third house of communications, because the planets don't stay in one place. The birth chart is a picture of the planets that were at the time of birth. Like this one is time of birth, and this one is currently where the planets are. Right? So what happens is that in his third house of communications, Ketu started going from recently. And Ketu is stationary now. And actually where Ketu is going, 2408. Whereas his most effective point is 2401. You can see it is at very close to, very close. Like you can see 2408, because every planet is 30 degrees. because the world is divided into 12 houses. The world is 360 and divided by 12 is 30, right? So these are 30 degrees that each planet goes. So it is 24/8 and going towards 24/01. That is how he get hit like that. Also this one here, whenever Ketu aspect Mars, which is over here, where the long-term partner's house is 22.59, and then this one is 24.08. This is close to a 1 degree now, right? It's little bit over 1 degree. So this one shows this is this house, this is his followers, this is his income, this is his friends, mass media and all that is here. So that is affecting his income, also his way of life. That's pretty much what happened here. So until this goes over, until this 24, this Ketu goes over this and over this one, his situation won't start to improve. This is how you can time the things, his situation will improve. Okay, let me show you here. His situation will improve when Ketu goes over 24.01, which is, ephemeris is, okay. So what happening is that the Rahu Ketu is on this degree here right now. So it is 24, and I told you this is stationary. This is not moving this is moving very, very slow. Pretty much at a stationary situation. When this like this is extremely troublesome, dangerous. If you are sick, like that, or something is happening badly to you, bad things happens to them. They cannot cope with it at that point in time. But if they really understand life, sometimes people, if they truly understand how this works, then they don't have to commit suicide or do something bad or kill someone else. So things like that, negative events can be prevented. So if we look at it, if we say I do not know exactly whether it's 24/01 or it is somewhere in here. To me, it's something like, we can see the 24/01 here. When this hits on this date, September 27th, but then again it wobbles, and then you can say 24/01 here again, and then 24/01 here again, which is October 7th, right? And after that only start to go down. You can see that there. So we are looking at least October 7th, It's when these kind of time goes through in life, you have to be quiet and understanding it is my karma, I should not fight with anything, because fighting with these kind of situations, you're not going to win at all. Absolutely no way of winning. Because it's whatever karma you brought to this life is what's happening. It's fructifying here. So there is no need to fight. First thing to do would be understand the situation, and then don't push anything at all. Because at least this needs to go 1 degree below, which is things will 24/01, which is our 24/01 is here. At least it's 23/01. After that, the effect will go away, which is October 25th. Right? 23/01, it's somewhere here. So some part of October, things will be better, but then he has another problem. Remember that his income and his mass media and all the followers of that is affecting this, his long-term partner. So 2259, that is also another peak. So his income can definitely get affected here. So that will happen. Peak of that will be this is 2259, which is pretty much just after 23. Let's see where 2259 is. if you look at it, 2259, it will be here. You can see the 2259, October 26. As I told you, the other one also coming to around there, right? And after that, 2159, this, somewhere in November, or he will have hopes again. Of course he will come back, he will get back his job. These things will go away. Only it's a timing issue. And then what is needed here is a person like this needs to understand, how karma works, and, learn real meaning of life. That is the thing. Help others, don't trouble other people, if you don't have to. Yes, of course you can do your comedy, but then again you have to be sensitive to what you say also, right? Because particularly in a periods like these, you should never ever even venture into that, because this is really tough times, because this thing is so stationary. This has been stationary for last 2 months, It's quite a stationary situation. When it's like that, bad things happens. That's what happens to Mr. Kirk also, his wife's chart clearly shows that's the case. And for his chart also, because then he should have taken precautions. It's a similar thing. This is how the karma works. There's nothing outside of this. If you truly understand this, you will never ever hurt nobody, because karma will come back to you. That is the important thing, right? So my idea of doing this video is just to explain this, He will come back. Early November, by, like you will hear from end of October, things are moving for his, even it could be a little bit earlier. Things are moving, he will be okay. But not that date that we are talking about, like October 25th. That's where the income and that one get hit so hard. So that is the suspension he's going to have until that time, right? This is what I want to show, this is a great science. This is the highest knowledge in this world. There is nothing else, because if you look at my other videos, you can see, like I predicted the peak of corona cases in Sri Lanka. There is no other science in this world who can do that. You can see all what I have done for United States, each year, what was happening and what we are expecting, like that. And also there are a lot of other videos that I did. Of course, one video I went wrong, but rest of it, sometimes emotions get involved in a work, then I also can put it in myself trouble. But this is a great science. This is given by God, like Rishis gave this knowledge for us to figure out when the good time and when the bad time, and what you came with, and what you came with this life, and then you can understand your life limitations, and don't push beyond that. That is the important thing of learning about this, right? I mean, he's quite a lot of good karma over here, and also, of course, there's bad karma. And then remember that his child had a heart problem after he was born. This is Ketu in the 5th house of children. When Ketu is in the 5th house of children, you can have some troubles related to children. So that also, it's so clear, that's how it happens. I hope this, few people who will watch this video, I hope you can understand something out of this. And I know few of you can really understand it, it's a great thing. This is a great science to learn. Okay, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask questions, otherwise, I am not looking for subscribers, or I'm not looking for, earning money from YouTube or anything like that, and these are not the videos to earn money, because this is greatest knowledge, and nobody, one in a million will truly understand this. Okay? All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.